What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today I'm coming in with a video talking about exactly why I hate Xanax. This is a in-depth, comprehensive video. I've answered this question, I've touched on it in Q&As, but this is the definitive video as to why I personally don't like Xanax at all. So, hope you guys do enjoy. Drop a like if you do, and without further ado, let's dive into it. So, why I hate Xanax. Now, I'm expecting to get a lot of dislikes on this video from all the bar boys out there slamming dislike, slamming Lil Pump in the comments, just saying Xans are great. And I understand that. I mean, if they didn't feel good, people wouldn't do them. That's the bottom line. And I'm not saying I hate them because of the effects. Well, I kind of do. There's part of it that I hate, but I'll get into that later. But it's mainly what they do to people. And slowly over time, both with my experience of popping bars and seeing friends get into bars and start popping them left and right, it just slowly makes you a fucking potato. Like, actually, it gets to the point where people who are addicted to Xans or who do them really often, when they're not off a bar, they're just a rock. And when they're on a bar, they're two rocks. It's kind of sad to see. I have a lot of friends who pop bars all the time, used to pop bars all the time, and the worst thing I feel like is the whole forgetfulness effect of Xans transfers over to when you're sober, when you start popping them a lot. Like, even when you're sober, you just never remember anything. And with my experience popping Xans, I was really into it for a little while. Luckily, I stopped when I still could and didn't need any help for that, thank God. But, when I was popping Xans, what I really hated the most is I didn't really give a fuck, I didn't care about anything. Like, I still don't give many fucks about many things, but I still have my values. When I was popping bars on the daily and when I was real into that, nothing mattered. I did not care about shit, and I'd never had that with any other drug. When I would pop a bar, if I were to get pulled over and locked up because I got caught with more bars, as long as I was barred out at the time, I wouldn't give a fuck. And even when I was sober, the only thing I would give a fuck about is, damn, I need another bar. I want to smoke a blunt and pop a bar. Where's my Hulks at? Where's my ladders at? And it's a drug that, compared to the other ones I've done, by far had the most negative effects on me as a person, And when I was popping bars, the funny thing is they're an anti-anxiety medication, but it made me a more angry person than I've ever been, When I went through my bar phase, I was mad as fuck all the time. If I was sober, I was pissed. If I was barred out, I was still pissed. I would get, well, not just just fucking pissed all the time, but more so the littlest things would piss me off, right? Like, I remember back in my bar phase, this is a while ago now, junior year of high school, and I remember I was riding in a car with one of my friends of mine, and, she liked to make a lot of jokes, and she was kind of irritating sometimes, but, she slammed on the brakes when we were driving through a parking lot to, piss me off because she was talking to me and I just wasn't listening, probably because I was barred out. And I went off on her, dude. She slammed the brakes pretty hard and I jerked forward and kind of bumped my head on this weird, I don't know. I bumped my head on something in the car and I went off on her. I was straight fucking yelling. I was like, I swear to fucking God, if you do that one more time, I'm hopping the fuck out this car right now and never speaking to you again. All this fucking just overreacting hard as fuck, and now that I look back at it, I feel bad about it, but at the time, it's even the smallest things like a joke would piss me the fuck off, all I cared about was bars. All I cared about was minding my business and being barred out. Nothing else amused me, nothing else mattered. I didn't give a fuck, and that it changes you as a person, but also, like I mentioned earlier, just the effect of being an actual fucking brick when you're hooked on bars, you don't do anything productive. You do nothing productive. And that's one of my personal biggest things, with a lot of other drugs I've done. When I'm actively doing them, even when I'm sober and sometimes when I'm on them, depending on the drug, I can still do productive things. I can still do something good, like make a YouTube video or, fucking whatever, go to work, some shit like that. I can still do something that isn't just throwing my time down a fucking well, When you're barred out, or at least when I'm barred out, I would do nothing. Even when I was sober, when I was in my bar phase, nothing. Like, I'm talking my YouTube upload schedule was garbage. I barely went to work. I don't even think I had a job at this point, actually. I didn't even care enough to sell drugs. And that was one of my biggest things back when I was really into bars and really heavily into drugs. I sold to support my consistent habit, And when I went through my bar phase, I was piss fucking poor because I didn't even care enough to get off my ass and serve some kid some weed who offered to pull up to my house for it, I didn't even want to do that. I didn't even want to scale it out. I didn't give a fuck. All I wanted to do was smoke a bunch of weed and pop a bunch of bars and lay in bed. I would either lay in bed on my phone doing dumb shit, or I'd lay in bed watching Netflix. I would never do anything when I was off bars. And, when I'm on other drugs, like even when I'm baked or, some drugs you can't really do very many things. Like, for example, you're not going to fucking go to work off acid, but you could still kind of function on acid. With other drugs, I would at least not be in that mindset. Like if I was tripping or if I was baked or if I was, on coke or even on, small amounts of K, I would, go serve someone or make a video if I had to. And I've made a video when I was tripping before. Granted, I never revealed which one it was because in all honesty, most of my videos in the year of 2016, I was intoxicated when I made them, straight up. I'm not even going to lie. I was fucked up in most of them, but I would still do something. And, I value like hard work. I want to bust my ass. I want to earn shit. I want to do something that'll have a positive outcome, that'll have a longer term outcome. That's why I do YouTube, because not only do I love doing this, but if I keep grinding it, I can grow and make money that then affects my real life. It's a productive hobby. It's a good thing to do. Going to work, that makes me money. That's productive. When I'm on bars, I don't do shit. My upload schedule maybe once a week, if even. I remember there was one month, I think I uploaded like 3 videos in a month. Not even. Like, just disgustingly bad upload schedule. And I'm still a lazy fucking person. So even now, my upload schedule is not where I want it to be. But, it just... Not between the drug making you a fucking brick and it making you remember nothing... The other part of it that I personally don't like, and I haven't experienced it, but I've seen it, is how addictive it is, yet how popular it is. With drugs like meth and heroin and drugs that are really hard and known to be super addictive, and everyone knows they're super addictive, they still have addicts, people still do them, but it's not a popular common thing, like media doesn't promote doing heroin. Like, you're not going to hear, the next Lil Pump song talking about shooting up dope and slanging meth, Like, Xans are not like that. Xans are disgustingly addictive. They're fucking awful. Like, they are so easy to get addicted to. Out of all the benzos, I'd have to say Xans are probably the most addictive from what I know. And they're also one of the most popular drugs currently. They're all over media. You bang almost any rap song. You bump almost any rap song by like a SoundCloud rapper. And you already know bars are going to be mentioned somewhere in that song. Whether it's popping them, selling them, whatever. Xans are going to be mentioned somewhere. They're all over social media. They're so popular. I'd honestly say out of all the drugs currently, behind weed, I would say Xans are probably the second most popular drug, just in terms of media, not in terms of number of users, because I don't fucking know, but from what I see in the media, Xans are right behind weed. Xans are blowing up. They're so fucking popular, and they've been this way for a while. This isn't a new thing. They've been this way for the past year or two. It's just getting worse over time, and it just continues to progress. And the thing is, I am a druggie. I'm a drug channel. I'm a drug addict. Whatever the fuck you want to call me, I accept it. I have a drug problem. But, I don't like seeing things like that. I don't like seeing a drug that fucks people so badly be so promoted in a positive light. You never hear anyone talking about how bad they are. I mean, people do, but it's not nearly as popular as people talking about how much they love them and popping Zans and all that shit. Future, Pump, Smoke Perp, all them. I don't even know how to put it. It's kind of fucked up. Like, I'm okay with seeing weed. I'm okay with seeing acid. Personally, I'm a big advocate for psychedelics. I fucking love acid. Probably my drug of choice. But, a drug like that is so dangerous should not be promoted. It fucks your life, makes you not want to do shit, not motivated to do shit. And not only are you not motivated and don't care, you also have no fear or thought of repercussion. I'm pretty sure most of the jobs in the past that I quit when I was off a bar. You don't think ahead. You don't think about the consequences of your actions when you're on a bar, and also the withdrawal is fucking awful. It's terrible. Even though I wasn't necessarily addicted, well, technically I was, I guess. I'm not anymore. The thought never really crosses my mind. But even when I stopped doing Xans, I never had the physical aspect of it, luckily. But mentally, that's all I fucking thought about for a while, I just all over my mind, I need a fucking bar. Whenever I would be in a situation that was shitty, I'd be like, fuck, I need a bar. And, Xans also, at least for me, made me terrible at dealing with situations, dealing with problems. My problem solving was awful. If I was ever in a scenario that I didn't want to be in or that I knew was going to be boring or lame or shitty or irritating or whatever, I would just pop a bar. Now, and after I stopped, now it's better, but after I stopped, like, I didn't have my go-to. I kind of had weed, but I can't just bust out a blunt when I'm bored at work and just smoke in the bathroom. With Xans, I could fucking go to the bathroom and pop a bar and no one would have any idea. Like, it's just such a fucked ass drug, it really is. Like, I've done it. I've done a lot of it. So have probably a lot of you watching this video. But for any of you guys who haven't done them before or are currently doing them, don't do it. If you're currently doing them, stop it. Find how to stop and stop. If you haven't done them yet, they're not fun. They're not as fun as the rappers make them sound. The fucking Lil Pump and all them, talking about how great bars are and all that shit, they're addicted as fuck, and when the time comes to stop, that's gonna be fucked. And if they never stop, good luck to them. That's all I gotta say. It's a drug where the cons heavily outweigh the pros. With weed, that's not the case. With acid, that's not the case. With Xans, that is the case. I would say Xans are up there and almost as bad, if not as bad as heroin and meth and all those drugs, because it's so popular and so easy to get, but so fucking addictive and just such negative effects. It just really fucks you. So that's all I really had today, guys. Just kind of wanted to make a comprehensive video about why exactly I hate Xanax. So hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, whether you agree, disagree, whatever you want to say. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.